Today, boys, I'm gonna talk about the volume, the main thing in this appointment setting game. So this one is the only thing that's actually gonna separate you, a real savage, from other average geeky appointment setters. So right now, average setters are making around 5k a month. And that's just the average. That's just something average, you know. And to be fully honest, they're probably lazy as fuck. I can't lie. So they don't work very hard. They're not ready to wake up an hour earlier to do some outreach, and they're still making some serious cash with it. So if you are watching this, you're probably a savage. And just imagine how much more money compared to them you could be making, considering that those guys are making 5k a month effortlessly, even though they are lazy, you know. You would think that all of them making 5-10k a month are working super hard. And you would be surprised to hear that that's actually not the case. Most of them are still in their comfort zone, not ready to go one step further. So if you want to set yourself apart from those people, if you want to be top 1%, volume is absolutely the key. And that's what's gonna make the difference. So you've gotta put more volume than any single one of them out there. You simply must be willing to do the things that they are not willing to do. One thing I would say that you need to adopt is savage mentality. You need to adopt savage mentality. I don't know if you're a fan of David Goggins and if you read his book. I'm currently reading it for the third time, and all of those lazy guys in entrepreneurship or wherever are what David Goggins calls part-time savages. Part-time savages. So let me give you an example. A guy works his regular job 9 to 5, probably has some side hustle, wants to escape it. He comes home, eats, works for an hour or two, writes some notes, you know, and then sits on his couch to watch Netflix or play video games for the rest of the day. So they'll probably have an excuse like balance is key or some bullshit like that, which is honestly a nonsense to me. It's complete nonsense. So they're not fully committed to their goals, and this is not how you get to the top 1% by balance is key bullshit, of course. So yeah, I got a little bit off topic here, but volume. The more messages, of course, you send as an appointment setter, the more calls you'll book, and obviously more money you're gonna make. So logically, increasing your volume is the fastest way you're gonna scale. I'm talking about your income, of course. So let's say you're sending 50 messages a day and making, let's say, 1k per week or something like that. And then you want to double your income, which would require obviously 2 times the input equals 2 times the output. So this is what logically makes sense. You know, you will send 100 messages a day and you will expect to make 2k a week, but that's actually not the case. You could be making, let's say, 2.3 every single week, you know, and doubling every single day is such a massive difference once it gets compounded, and it's ultimately gonna bring you not double of your income, but instead of 2xing your income, you're gonna make, let's say, 2 times 3 more, 2.3 times more. So others are not willing to do that. They're probably gonna put an hour or two extra on Monday to feel a little bit more productive, but you, on the other side, are consistent, and after long enough time frame, you're gonna make so much progress compared to them. So I know you might think that my math isn't making any sense, because how can you make more than double if you are only doubling the volume? So look at this. Growth is exponential, first of all, and I'm actually gonna draw a little diagram for you now. So actually, besides the fact that you are sending messages to double the amount of people, booking double the amount of calls, one key thing here that people seem to forget is the learning curve. You will be improving twice as fast. So if you're sending twice the messages, you're also gonna be improving at twice the rate, much faster than you would be improving before. So you're learning much quicker as you go along. So let's say you're sending 50 messages a day for a month and you improve your appointment setting skills by 10%. And now you decide to start sending 100 messages per day for a month. That means that after only 2 weeks of doing so, your skill is gonna improve by 10%. And after a whole month, you'll be around 20 or over 20% better than you have been before. Your conversion rate, your qualifying process, your reply rate, everything is gonna be better and faster by only doubling the input. So let me draw you here a little diagram. So this is a volume, something like this, and this is the income. This is the income. Actually, I'm gonna write two diagrams here. Let me copy paste this one. So how am I going about this? Yeah, like this. Copy paste. So pretty much this is a diagram number one. It just, a regular diagram mathematically is making sense, and your learning curve is going like this. Logically, by increasing your volume, your income is increasing as well. This is completely mathematically correct. But the thing people seem to forget here is this learning curve, this exponential growth I'm talking about, compound effect, I would say. So actually, instead of going like this, you're actually gonna go something like this, and these, actually, let me change the color here. This is you having an exponential growth, and after some period of time, you are not only doubling your income by putting more volume, but you're actually making more than double. So that's you, and this is them. This is them, they're completely mathematically correct, I don't know, learning curve or whatever. And this right here, what we call gap, is what actually separates you from them. This little gap right here, which of course after a long period of time is getting bigger and bigger. So when you look at it, boys, it all comes down to this. And my mentor always tells me that, and he kind of drilled that into me. And this is a quote. It goes something like this: do so much volume that it would be unreasonable for you not to succeed. This is what my mentor is always saying, So pretty much, if you do twice as much appointment setting, twice as much outreaches, then yeah, your income is gonna drastically increase, but you'll also learn at twice the rate. Then, if you learn at twice the rate, that's what's gonna actually set you apart, and that's this gap I'm talking about. The volume is not only this, putting more effort or whatever, but let's say you're an inbound appointment setter, handling someone's inbound leads, and you obviously can handle only the certain amount of messages. Once you run out of people to message, you can just sit down and start outreaching for 2 hours or something. Do what you gotta do and don't settle for comfort. That's the comfort zone these guys that are making 5K a month are in. You're not here to be in comfort zone. You're actually here to go one step further and become that top 1%. Just put in that extra work, because that's the only factor that's actually gonna set you apart from everyone else. Like I said, this gap after a long period of time is only getting bigger and bigger, which means that the difference between you, a real savage top 1%, and them, these geeks, average setters that are currently making 5K a month, is getting so much bigger. So pretty much, sales is industry where it's extremely competitive, and all the guys inside are real savages. I would even say there's something wrong with us because of the fact of how far we are actually ready to go. So there is some dropshipping geeks or SMMA geeks that are just dumb, but the guys in sales are different. Competition is harder, so it's important that you fully commit, and once you fully commit, you're gonna get the results. As I said, it would be unreasonable for you to succeed if you do so much volume. So, of course, focus on doing so much volume that it would be unreasonable for you not to master the skill. Money should not be your focus at the beginning, obviously. Don't get me wrong. Don't get wrong my message here. We are in this for money, but your income follows the skill set. Income follows the skills. As you are mastering the skill, your income is gonna be increasing as well, like I've showed you in this diagram number 2 right here. So yeah, pretty much. Thanks for watching, boys. I hope this helps, and let's smash these other guys with the volume we're gonna put in. Keep grinding.